Hello, CCSJ student employees. I thought it would be helpful to walk you through how to do your electronic timesheets because there seems to be some issues with how to record the hours, and a lot of people have questions about it, so I thought this would be helpful. So the first thing you should do when you get your timesheet, if you look on the bottom here, there's tabs. You want to make sure you're in fall 2016, and you want to scroll up to the top of the spreadsheet. First thing you want to do is put your name and ID number into the proper spot. So name here, ID number here. Over here on the right side there are instructions about what to do with the timesheets and how to save it. So when you first get it, please save it with your last name, first initial. We're not going to date them, so you're just going to continually update your spreadsheet every pay period. You're just going to keep adding on to it and submit the most recent information. Whatever you do, do not change any of the previously submitted hours. Just leave your spreadsheet alone and keep adding on to it, and then just keep saving it as your last name, first initial. You want to email the spreadsheet when it's due, and I'll go over show you where it indicates the dates that it's due. You want to send it to ccsjtime@loyola.edu by noon on the Friday that it's due. The timesheets are due every 2 weeks, and I'll show you below where that is indicated. And you want to make sure that you are actually attaching the timesheet to the email. If you have a supervisor, please copy your supervisor on the email as well. If you don't, then don't worry about it. Okay, so let's go over here. Another really, really important thing is your hours have to be in the right date. So you shouldn't be giving me hours, if you just started in September, you shouldn't be recording your hours in August. You have to go down and record them on the days that you actually worked. So when you're recording your hours, I'm going to show you, because a lot of students have issues with getting the hours to calculate. You want to make sure there's a space in between the time, so 9 a.m. and the a.m. or p.m. So let's say 9 a.m. Let's say you work until 3 p.m. Oops, did not want to do that. 9 space a.m. and then 3 space p.m. So if you look over here, that calculates the hours for you. Now look what happens if you don't put that space in. 9 a.m. 3 p.m. It's not going to calculate because it doesn't recognize it as a value. So make sure you're putting a space in between the AM and the PM. Okay, and if that's in there, that mistake is in there, it's not going to be able to calculate your hours for the week. Unfortunately, if that happens, I'm going to have to return your spreadsheet to you for you to fix. We just don't have the manpower in my office to be fixing all of the incorrect timesheets. We have a very small space of time to take the information off the timesheets, load them into the payroll system, and then submit them to payroll. So I'm going to have to return incorrect timesheets, unfortunately, for you to adjust. So please be very careful when you're doing this. All right, so let me take this out of here. So if you notice, I said before, timesheets are due every 2 weeks. This Friday is one of the due dates, Friday, September 30th. Timesheets due, it indicates it over here, today by noon. Your pay date for this time period is October 14th. You're going to get paid 2 weeks after every pay period that you submit your hours for. So if you scroll down again, you see, okay, here's next Friday, timesheet's not due. The timesheet will be due the following Friday, which is October 14th. Okay, right here. And again, it'll tell you when you get paid for that pay period. So on this day, October 14th, you'll be getting paid for the timesheets that you submit this Friday. And that's basically it. Work study students who are working at service sites, when you're recording your hours, you should make sure you're putting in direct service. If you are a student staff employee that works at CCSJ, your hours are more than likely going to be indirect service, but if you are actually on site doing work on site, then record it as direct service. Work study students, you can record activities in here if you like. The CCSJ student staff, you have drop-down boxes to use for that. Again, the most important thing is just making sure that your hours are being recorded correctly and they're calculating correctly. You will have this box over here shows your cumulative hours for the year. If you're not getting values, down at the bottom, then you did something's not right, and you need to go back and look to see what's going on. So I just put that in. So now I have my total hours for this day. My total weekly hours is here. And then this would be my cumulative hours for the year. So that's the basics of the timesheet. And again, all of the time, the dates the timesheets are due are indicated on here. Plus, I will be sending out reminder emails to you. When we're done this semester, you'll have your total hours for the semester down at the bottom. You just have to scroll down, and then the next semester we'll click over to a new tab and start a year. Same thing, just remember to record your name and ID number. Same, we're going to keep saving the timesheet the same way, just last name, first initial. And that should be it. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Oh yes, over here, this is just for your own, if you guys want to track volunteer hours that you might be working for, your resume, there's a spreadsheet here for you to do that. You can, write where you worked and your hours, and it'll total the hours for you on the bottom. If you have any questions, you can either email me at ccsjtime@loyola.edu, or you can email me at jawalsh@loyola.edu. I did get this mailbox fixed so that I can reply to emails that come in to the Time mailbox. And I think that's it. Thanks for your attention, and again, let me know if you have any questions. Thanks.